Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Let me first give honor to God and thank him for the privilege and pleasure of being here this morning. Mel Wells and the crew, and certainly to all the labor leaders here, Pat Gillespie and Johnny Dock and all who are here, to the ward leaders who are here, to my colleagues in government, and to those, we see Mr. Siegel here. We worked on the Darfur issue about people being certainly hurt across the world and even in Africa. AlanButkovitz has worked on that for us. And Stan Strader, who's been here this morning, who's chair of the Mayor's Commission on African and Caribbean Immigrant Affairs, is also here supporting AlanButkovitz for controller, because he knows that Alan stands up for the tough issues, not only people in our country, but people who are in Africa who are suffering at the hands of others who would abuse them. So you know that caring for those in need is what my responsibility is. That's the covenant God and I have. And thank you, Jonathan Seidel. I'm only afraid that the way this budget's going, we may be out there again in subways, which the city wouldn't want to hear, and on the Parkway, adding to those who are feeding again. These are tough times, but as always, we're with you. I'm going to ask my colleagues in council, Councilwoman Marian Tasco, Councilman Bill Green, to join me here at the podium. Because we certainly they want to also voice their support for AlanButkovitz. As you know, for me it's about people in need, and for me it's about Alan was a leader in the issue to get the pension funds divested. When we were talking about the whole issue of pension funds going for apartheid, AlanButkovitz led that issue. We both spoke before the pension board to have that come. And albeit we have good people here, I see Joe Waters in the back, one of our candidates, and we have people here who care about others. He's proven to me that he's the real thing, and we are grateful for his support, and we're happy to support him in return. Now I'm going to call on my colleague, Councilwoman Marian Tasco, who will give her remarks.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Why don't you give yourself a stretch? Make you feel better. I started off this morning at Albany High School talking to students about their careers and what they might want to do. And certainly we have had AlanButkovitz join us on many of these occasions, because the young people don't know too much about city government. You know, we have the administrative, which is the mayor. We have the legislative, which is council. We have the judicial, which are the courts. And then we have the controller, who minds the money. He keeps track of all of the divisions and how they spend their money, and how to create efficiencies in government so that we can save the taxpayers the money. So I join all of the speakers here today to say that we support AlanButkovitz and his efforts to continue as controller for the city of Philadelphia. He audits all of the departments, and he comes up with ideas about how they can do business better, how they can cut costs so that we can save tax dollars. And, you know, as you said earlier, you know, we don't always agree with him, because, you know, in Philadelphia, we like to keep doing the same thing over and over again, the same old way. And we're a little hard to come to a new way of doing business. But he does offer those opportunities to change the system and how it works so it will be better for all of us in the city of Philadelphia. Let me say this about Alan. He stays in the community. I know he's always in my community, because when I look up, I ask him to come to a school, or I ask him to come to a community meeting or to a ward meeting. I'm a ward leader of the mighty 50th, and he is the awesome 10th. He comes to the ward meetings, and he brings information to my committee people so they can share with the community about what's going on. And then Saturday, he joined us at a town meeting we had at the Dorothy Emanuel Rec Center up in Mount Airy, Providence, and Gowan. And if you gentlemen live up that way, that's your community. He talked to them about what he does. And so he's just not here today since 4 years ago to say, give me support. He's here today to say, support me so I can continue my work in the community. And I wholeheartedly support him. And the 50th ward will probably give him the more numbers than the other wards in the city of Philadelphia.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to, I forgot to call your staff, Alan, we're ready for our meeting in Mantua again next Thursday. So we'll make sure that's on your calendar as well. Now it gives me great pleasure to present a gentleman who's new to council, but certainly not new to politics and not new to struggling for people in neighborhoods. He certainly was the lawyer. There were three of us on city council who were involved in a lawsuit that we won dealing with keeping libraries open, and I will tell you, he led that effort. It gives me great pleasure to present to you Councilman Bill Green.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here today to support Controller AlanButkovitz. Controller Butkovitz has done a tremendous job identifying inefficiencies and flaws in the way our government is run. He has recognized or identified hundreds of millions of dollars of potential savings that the city of Philadelphia desperately needs to make. And we need that money elsewhere, so I want to commend him for the hard work he's done and look forward to working with him for the next 4 years to protect the interests of the citizens of the city of Philadelphia.
Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge Sharif Street, who's also here, and again, I almost called him Controller. Mr. Former Controller Jonathan Seidel, we thank you and we look forward to supporting you in the future. Thank you very much.